guys, here is my fairly quick review of Ark Nova. I want to walk through a little bit of how it's played, some different aspects of it, but I want to get you out of here quickly, just give you some information on this game specifically in a short span of time so that you can know if this game is right or not for you. Now, a couple of things just to throw out there real quick. This is a super fun game in my opinion. I enjoy a wide variety of games. This one is a heavy game as far as very first getting into it. There's a big rule book. You got to go through a bunch. I think I watched a rules video that was like an hour long. So it's not something you're going to dive right into the very first time, but once you've got it, you should be able to jump into it fairly quickly the next time and learn more, and the strategy, it's got a lot to it that's really, really enjoyable. So that's one thing to know, is it's a very heavy game. Despite the theme maybe making it look like it's not, it is a very heavy game. You've got a handful of things going on here. You've got your individual track right here. You've got your 5 cards for actions that are moving. You've got different values of them. If you use the one up here at the 5, it's got more value. You can do more things, which is awesome. But then you move it down and then everything else slides up. So really cool mechanic right there of how you take your actions, because you might want to do this one down here. You might want to play animals, but it's got a lower value, so you can't play as many animals as if you let it get all the way up to the top. Kind of a fun aspect of the game there. There's a lot going on your player board. You've got actual enclosures that you're building so you can put animals in them. You've got all these cards you're trying to do. And then you have this huge track right here. You've got 2 tracks. One is your track right here on the bottom that's going counterclockwise, and then clockwise you've got the green track, and the game ends when those two meet. So really interesting aspect there of these conservation projects you're doing to get points on this track, and then your just attraction, I believe is what it's called, on the bottom track, and that is going to earn you income and also just make it, attraction of, like, when you play animal cards, you get certain attraction points and things like that. Then there's this up here, which you can gain different resources from. You can connect with different continents and partner zoos and different things. There's a lot going on, but at the end of the day, if you're able to get over that hump of being able to dive in and play this game, my wife is not very into hard strategy games and stuff like that, but she actually really enjoyed this game. We're not going to play it very often because of how much of a commitment it is. It's a longer game. It's one that every time we've played it in multiple settings. We've never sat down and played all the way through once. The first time we played this, we played it like 3 or 4 different settings because we were just like having to look at the rule book and different things, the icons, what they all mean. But then the second time through, we played it in one day, but a couple of different settings still. So it's a commitment. It's a big game, setup, tear down, and the game itself, it's a longer one, but really, really fun. You really do feel like you're building your own little zoo. You've got these pieces over here on your board that you're putting on it, and some of them have to be next to rocks or water, so you're trying to figure out all these details, and they have to be certain sizes of enclosures and money. You've got to always track how much money you have. Do you have enough to build the enclosure and play your animal, or if you get your card all the way up, can you play 2 animals, but do you have enough money? And there's a lot of depth that this game can have. So I really, really enjoy the experience of this game. This is in my top 10 currently. Really enjoy it. And so I hope that gives you guys just a little touch and a taste of this. It works really, really well for 2. I'd say if you're playing with 3 or 4, it's going to be a really long game just because everyone's taking their turn. So you might take your turn and then you might go, especially at the end of the game, someone might do one thing and it just affects so many other things on the board that their turn might take a while. So at the end of the game, you might take your turn and then you might go and make yourself a burrito or whatever, because it's going to take a little while to get around to your turn potentially. But Ark Nova, newer game, really, really fun. In my top 10, there are some things that you would love or hate about this depending on the type of player you are. But even if you're not someone that loves high strategy games, you might still enjoy it because of the theme, and that's the boat that my wife is in. So I hope that gives you guys a nice, quick touch and a taste of this game, what it is, what it does, and why it may or may not be right for you.